Hey, I'm Sam Gabbert, and I'm here at the SGAmmo shooting range today to test fire some Ulyanovsk Russian-made 8M3 ammunition that was manufactured in 1996. I stumbled upon some of this ammunition at the Tulsa Gun Show when I was walking through it last weekend. You see it is 8M3 Effect, made in 1996. Look close there. So not stuff you're going to see in the commercial market. This is old stock. Someone's had it sitting there for close to 30 years now, and they brought it out of the gun show to sell it. And I found an ammo can full of it for 50 cents a round, and I took it home with me amongst other things. And 8M3 is one of these legendary cartridges that was made in Russia. That there's a lot of internet myth and legend about this round, about how amazing it is, how well it expands and fragments. And I hadn't had any of the original stuff to test. There was a retro load done by the factory in 2017 using the same projectile. However, performance of it was unsatisfactory to some people and satisfactory to others. So it didn't fragment and expand as consistently as one might have liked. But it overall, it did what it's supposed to do. Well, we're going to test this ammo here in our AK-47 16-inch barrel, and 2 gel blocks there. They're fresh, they're brand new, they've never been fired into. I did 2 lined up in case it penetrates through the full 16 inches. We can catch it on the other side. But let's do this. We'll shoot up to 3. Depending on how much the blocks flop, we might have to cut. Let's check it out. Well, it's hard to complain about the performance of the original 8M3 here in our test. You see we have fragmentation and expansion here, big energy transfer. Here's the core and the jacket, and then there's another chunk of core down there, some fragments here and here and here. So overall, that stuff really exploded when it hit that block. It did penetrate the full block. These were actually laying on the back. You see, hit this next block right there. And then they didn't actually go in. They bounced off and they're laying there. So pretty impressive. Let's try shooting it another time. All right, let's do the second round. All right, here's the second shot. It's the closer one. You have what appears to be a little bit quicker expansion and fragmentation, and a big wound channel there, and less penetration on this round. So it stopped at about 12 or 13 inches there, with the majority of the shreds of jacket and core down there. Pretty impressive. A lot of little fragments here. So that one did what it should as well. We'll do one more and see how it goes. All right, let's do the third shot. That was interesting. All right, that's our third round here. The one closest to the top, I've actually rolled this over on its side. It's kind of hard to see from here. I will roll it over this way where it's a little bit clearer, but it's underneath this one. It's this one down in here. Similar to the second round, it did not exit the block. It made it to that 13-inch mark or so. And we have lots of fragmentation, chunks of jacket and various pieces of the core as well. So overall, that's about what you'd want to see out of ammo of this type. So very impressive. It was an effective round that seemed to do very well at expansion and fragmentation for a low-cost Russian-made product. Well, thanks for joining us again today here at SGAmmo at our shooting range as we test Ulyanovsk 8M3 Effect ammunition made in 1996. Like I said, this is older ammo. There's no open source to get this ammo. It's one of those things you stumble upon. Like I said, I walked the Tulsa Wanamaker Gun Show, one of the biggest gun shows in the world, and I stumbled upon an old man who had a can of it with about 800 rounds in it. So I packed it up and took it home just to play around with it for you guys here and stockpile a little bit of the neat stuff when you run into it. So effective expansion and penetration and fragmentation. It seemed to live up to the myth that was done around about that ammunition, myth or legend, I guess you could say, either one. It was one of these rounds, people say 8M3, oh, that's the greatest thing ever. And there's been a lot of debate over the years whether or not it was as good as people like to think it was. But overall, for a low-cost ammunition product, it does effective expansion and fragmentation. It would be great for hunting or self-defense. Shot high-end ammunition that pretty much does the same thing in a gel block. So overall, it looks like a good item to have if you can find any. So thanks for joining us today as we tested this antique ammunition made in Russia a long time ago. Great stuff. Thank you.